Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and I'm actually really excited for this one because we've got obviously the new Chimera deck for you. I played it pure at locals and performed really well. There was a few things that I didn't like, and I'll explain as we go through the profile, but they're easy fixes, and I've already got an idea for going forwards. Yeah, the deck was really good. It's kind of like it sets up like a few interactions with loads of hand traps going first, and then going second. It's a one card starter, so it just breaks boards so easily, and obviously it's basically Chimera / Super Poly Turbo, really. Yeah, really cool. Love the artworks. I love that it's like a nostalgic deck, and they've made a nostalgic deck that's actually pretty competitive, I reckon. So yeah, excited for that. So let's start off with the monster that's only 2 of first. So we just played 2 of. Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, just making sure my camera's alright. Let me zoom in slightly. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so big winged Baphomet. So if this card is normal special summoned, you can add 1 level 4 beast monster and or 1 Chimera fusion. So you can do either one, you don't have to do both effects. And obviously this will get you to your new Gazelle, the retrain. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard as fusion material, then you get to special summon target 1 illusion monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So these all have like similar effects that do stuff like that, so it's pretty cool, and you just get so much resource. Then obviously we play the 3 Gazelle, the king of mythical claws. When he's normal or special summoned, you get to add the Baphomet, so a level 5 fiend, or 1 Chimera fusion from your deck to your hand. And then when this is used as a fusion material, then you get to add an illusion monster from deck to hand. So again, really good. It's nice that they actually synergize with each other well, which they should do, as it's the same archetype. But yeah, those the best card, I think, probably for them all, is this Mirror Knight. Well, I call it Mirror Knight, but it's Mirror Sword Knight. Yeah, so the new illusions now, they all have the same effect that when they attack, neither monster can be destroyed by battle. And then you can only use each of the following effects once per turn. You can quick effect tribute it, you can do this on your opponent's turn as well, and special summon 1 monster from your deck that lists Chimera fusion. And then whilst it's in the graveyard and you can control Chimera the flying mythical beast, you can banish this card from field or graveyard and negate an effect. When a monster your opponent controls activates this effect, you can banish this from field or grave and then negate that effect, which is pretty good. Cornfield, basically you discard this to add any one of these from deck to your hand, and then this card, while it's on you can banish it from field or graveyard again, and negate and destroy a monster effect. So really cool that, like, basically you'll discard this to add this will then go into the graveyard to get this, and this will get this and a Chimera fusion. Absolutely bonkers. So then the last 3 cards for the Chimera stuff is obviously 3 Chimera fusion. Really, this card is actually so busted. I'm thinking about playing 1 each of the old Gazelle and Baphomet, just because of the banish to summon them both. But the fact that this is not once per turn and you can add the same one back from your graveyard is just absolutely wild. Really good. So you can use it on your turn, then add it back, set it to use it on your opponent's turn. So this card is just mental. Then going off into a pretty good fusion package, I would say. We used to play it in branded, but not anymore. It's the patchwork package. So I played 3 chain because it's a fiend, so it actually synergizes well with one of the fusions. 3 patchwork and only 2 polymerization. I'm actually going to cut this down to 222 because this is one of the problems that I had in one of the games I bricked. I only drew Fenrir and Frightfur package. That's literally all I could get hold of, and then obviously they ended up winning that, but I won the whole thing. But yeah, I'll probably cut it down to 222 just because, yeah, I just don't enjoy bricking like that. Or I might cut it completely and play Swamp King. But yeah, obviously these are just pluses, and it gives you more fusion for Chimera, and it makes your Chimera untargetable by playing the polymerization. So that's it for those. Then the thing that makes this deck like just so much better we get to play 3 Cash Tier Fenrir. I think this is actually a really good option because not only does it give you a body and an interruption, it actually gets you another body for Chimera, which is obviously pretty good. We played 2 Magnuma and 1 Druid's Worm. Again, we're fusion summoning loads and we want more bodies in our hands. So Magnuma can always add Druid's Worm, and then we can summon Druid's Worm to the field and then fuse it away, and then we get to like send a monster and pop 2 cards or 1 card with our Chimera. We played 2 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Mostly this is for cross out because I don't actually think it's that impactful at the moment. It's quite like you can basically use it against every deck, but it's just not as impactful. Then we've got 2 Droll and Lockbird, really good in the meta at the moment, so can't really complain. And then the last 3 are 3 Infinite Impermanence. I went for these over Veilers, just because obviously there's a lot of talents going around and we're already playing into it a lot. So I just thought having a different form of interruption would just be a little bit better. So that's not bad. That is what, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16 go second cards. That is pretty good. And I suppose this counts as a go second card as well. As I mentioned before, Super Poly. Now with Garura and Mud Dragon, you can basically cover like every matchup. So Super Poly is just broken. I just wish I drew it more at locals yesterday. Then last but not least, obviously I play 3 Crossout Designator, should I do it like this, and 1 Called by the Grave. Ash Blossom does hurt and Droll hurts even more, so obviously we want to play these just to give ourselves like a better option really. Going on into our extra deck. Because I'm playing pure, I just max out on some stuff. So I played 3 of the Chimera King of Phantom Beasts. So this is one of the new monsters. This is a beast and a fiend monster. That's why the Edge Imp chain is really cool. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to play it going forwards. There's only so many times you can brick on that fucking engine. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, on summon, you get to activate the effect, and then you can discard a random card from your opponent's hand in that end phase. And then also, whilst this is in the graveyard, you can quick effect during your opponent's turn. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 beast, fiend, or an illusion monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So that's really good if you end up using this as like Chimera fodder. You can then banish this to summon back your Baphomet from the grave, and then Baphomet obviously gets you a +2. So that's where this is really good. And then for the next one, I actually played 2 Chimera the Illusion Beast. This card is actually wild. Like, again, this can attack as many times as fusion materials listed, so you have to use 1 Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast, so that would be this Chimera really. And then any amount of illusion monsters. So obviously you play Cornfield and Mirror Knight, so that's at least 2 attack, so you can attack 3 times. So you can actually OTK almost just with this, because you can attack into something. This won't die, that won't die. You'll make it 0, and then you attack into it again, and then again. So really easy to OTK with that. 2 Guardian Chimera, we're absolutely just churning this thing out. So 2 is really necessary, and obviously we know what it does. Then we've got, I played 1 Magnum the Reliever. I actually forgot I had this card, otherwise there was plenty of times that I could make it, but it's a draw. So it's a draw, and it's a pop as well, so really good. It's like a slightly worse Guardian Chimera, so pretty cool. Then for the fusion, for the Super Poly stuff, I played 1 Dragastapelia. I mean, it comes in a gate, so it can become in handy. Starving Venom, it's just too dark, so you can easily OTK with this. So if you want to fusion away your opponent's Mirror Jade, then it's easier to kill in that same turn, obviously, because Mirror Jade will blow up your field. 1 Garura, because that and Mud Dragon just cover like all bases. Like that is pretty much most decks there, just between these 2. They're either going to be the same but different names, or they're going to have the same attribute in different types. They need to do this Mud Dragon the other way, so it's like the same type but different attribute. That would be really cool. You'd hit things a lot, then you'd really have everything covered. But for now, these 2 I think are basically the best ones. And then the last 3 cards are basically useless. I just didn't know what else to put for the flex spots. So I put in 1 Dark Charmer, obviously Baphomet is a dark, Chain is a dark, so I thought it might come up, and then obviously you can steal your opponent's big dark stuff. I play 1 Ursa, so you actually have a couple of Earths in this. Well, not a couple, but Fenrir is an Earth, and then you have Gazelle is an Earth, and you'll be able to steal your opponent's Fenrirs if they're in the grave and stuff like that. And then lastly, I just played 1 Access Code Talker. I never needed it, never wanted to make it, so yeah, these 3 will be getting cut for something. I'm not sure what yet, but yeah, they will be getting cut for something. Probably if I put the branded stuff in, that's a Mirror Jade, a Brigand and whatever. But yeah, that is it for the deck profile. I will try to zoom out. I'll try to speed through that because my camera literally has like 8% left battery. So I'm actually going to try to zoom out quickly and just show you a real quick 1 card combo. So guys, on my 7% battery, I will show you this real quick 1 card combo. So all you need is Cornfield or Sword Knight. It doesn't really matter which one. This one plays into Droll earlier, Sword Knight doesn't. But yeah, so we're just going to go to the effect of Cornfield to send it to the graveyard to add our Sword Knight from deck to hand. Then we're going to normal summon. We're going to use the effect Tribute in itself to summon our Baphomet from the deck. And we're going to go effect of Baphomet. Baphomet is going to add us one of the new Gazelles and Chimera Fusion. We're now going to activate Chimera Fusion. Fusioning those 2 together to make our Chimera the King of Phantom Beasts. We're then going to go Chainlink 1 will be Chimera to discard 1 from our opponent's hand in the end phase. 2 will be Baphomet, target the Sword Knight, and 3 will be Gazelle. So Gazelle will add us. I would always add follow-up personally, so I would add the Cornfield. You can add the Sword Knight if you want, but this obviously becomes an interaction once it's in the graveyard, so that's why I would add this. Baphomet will summon us back our Sword Knight, and then obviously this will resolve in the end phase. Then we'll just go effective Chimera Fusion to add it back from grave because we control Chimera, the flying mythical beast. This is what it becomes when it's on field. And then we'll just set that and we will pass to our opponent. Then easily on our opponent's turn, in the draw phase or whenever, you can just use Sword Knight, Tribute itself to summon another Baphomet. Then we can go to effective Baphomet to add Gazelle or any level 4 level 4 beast, and then Chimera Fusion. We now have the option with our Chimera Fusion that is set. We can either pop 2 and draw 1, or we can draw 2 and pop 1 when we go into our Guardian Chimera. Then obviously once we finish doing that, if we use these as fusion material, this is going to add us a Sword Knight, and Baphomet will add us our will summon back our Mirror Knight from grave. So that is what you can do with literally just 1 card. All you need is 1 of these for that. And then whilst these 2 are in the graveyard and this is on field, then you've got this is a negate and destroy, and this one's just a negate. So just from 1 card you end up with 1, 2, 3 interruptions, a hand rip, and then whatever you draw from your Chimera. So say like you draw another 2 cards, and then don't forget you'd still have another 4 cards in your hand. So like just look at the value you can get just from 1 card. Don't know if you can see all that. Yeah, just look at it. It's absolutely crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards in our hand. Crazy, guys. Absolutely crazy. These could be hand traps. They could have been imperms that we set. They could have been cross outs. You never know, guys. But thanks for watching that little combo at the end, guys. I will do a more in-depth combo video on this deck when my camera's not about to die. And when I've added, like, maybe beefed it up a little bit more. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.